My name is Jessie, and I am the CEO and co-founder here at Align. We do have three co-founders here at Align, and tonight we are doing Inside Align. So, Inside Align is when we come together with one of our brand ambassadors and chat about Align and their experience. So, anyways, we are here tonight to talk to Donna. Donna is one of our brand ambassadors. Have you been with us from the very beginning,
I
Donna?
have, yep.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I was like, if I say that, it's going to be wrong. So, Donna has been with us since we launched in March. She has been such a joy to watch here at Align. She just has really made it her own and jumped all in, and she's consistent. You can tell that she works hard. You can tell that she connects with a lot of people. I always say that I'm a connector, and I see a lot of that in Donna too. Always willing to give feedback, help, ask questions, and just really a valuable like team player in our aligned community. So I'm so excited to have her. Donna, go ahead and start trying to talk, and let's see if it shows you on video.
Okay. So, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me here tonight to share a little bit about. Oh, hang on now. You did something and I lost my notes, and that will be a disaster.
You're fine. So now we can see you. There for a minute we couldn't see you. Let me see.
Let me see if I can
Now
do.
we're looking at Zoom. That's strange. Let me see.
I'm good again if you are.
Okay, let me see if I can make you show up and not me. Do, do, do. Let's watch. Got a little bit of a time delay where it's trying to connect over to Facebook, but
We could do a little mime action. I'll talk and you can do the actions.
I'm fine if we can see both of us. I just don't want to see me and hear you. Okay, maybe it's working now. Okay, I'm gonna let you take over and I'm gonna watch it. I think we're good.
Okay, so let me take a moment to start again. Thank you so much for inviting me here tonight to share a little bit about my Align journey and how truly special it is to me. I thought I was a bit of a technological disaster. I shared with Jesse before we got on that I already had to go to plan C with my technology coming to you tonight. So if anything goes wrong after this, we're kind of out of luck, but let's give it a go. I think the hardest part about putting my thoughts together for tonight was deciding where to begin to make it all kind of flow. So let's see if I can pull it off. My husband and I live in Western New York between Rochester and Buffalo. And as for many of you, it is so cold right now. Winter definitely has arrived. It seems like actually the whole country is experiencing crazy weather with earthquakes in Oklahoma, floods in New Jersey. So buckle up, I guess, because winter's here. Anyway, so I'm a bit of a veteran in what we used to call direct sales, beginning my journey 13 years ago, next month, actually. And at that time, I was busy with my day job as a school secretary, and I was also busy assistant directing and choreographing our school musicals, as well as getting my youngest son ready to graduate from high school. I was definitely not looking for a social selling business opportunity like at all. It wasn't even something I ever even thought of. I just happened to be a guest at a multi-vendor house party, and I fell in love with the product. I fell in love with a leader and ultimately a company. Uh, But what really kept me hooked was the experience that I was having. I was having the absolute best time meeting so many new people, sharing products I loved, and enjoying camaraderie with my customers, with my team, and with my company that was very fulfilling both socially and financially. Um, but my relationship with that business did come to an end, and it left me searching for another opportunity that would even come close to what I had experienced with that very first venture. Um, and I just wasn't finding that match. There are so many companies that have great products, but if you don't have the leadership and the support that fosters that camaraderie and an amazing selling experience, then it's just not the right business for me. So, date stamped January 10th, 2023. I had to go back and look. It's almost exactly a year ago, was the first time that I heard about Align, this brand new skincare company that was going to be launching on March 1st. I heard the company was founded by three former platinum leaders from the last company that I was part of. And while I was only a little familiar with one of those founders, she turned out to be my go-to favorite person I would follow on YouTube to get guidance and some great ideas to use in my business. So I was definitely intrigued by the possibility of this new opportunity. So there were lots of Facebook group meetups and chats, and March 1st finally arrived, and I jumped in with an excitement like I hadn't experienced in a long time. And it was pretty unique because we were all feeling the exact thing at the same time because we were all there at that very same moment when it went live. So here we are 10 months later, and wow. So let's state the obvious first. Amazing products that started with a very gradual and thoughtful rollout. It wasn't one giant leap where here's a line and here's our, list of products. It's been lots of baby steps. I mean, really, we're like not even a toddler company yet. We're still very much a baby company with endless opportunities just waiting to be realized. So, of course, I love the products and they seem to happen to love me too, which is awesome. But when we first launched, we really only had, for those very first couple of weeks, we had two products to run with. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, I needed a lot more than just great products to go into business. So my leap into Align was based on everything I heard from you amazing women for those first couple of months leading up to March 1st. Like you just get that gut feeling that tells you that this is going to be something that's going to be good. And that's the feeling that I had. And I learned a long time ago as a very young mom not to second guess my gut. And that's a different story for a different day. So, Align's executive team and founding leaders are so in tune with the skincare industry and especially the social selling platform. They understand our needs in the field and they ask for our feedback, which makes us feel like we're all part of the process of shaping and molding this very young company. 13 years ago, social media was just one small way that we did business. I mean, like we really didn't do business through social media. It was almost like we were advertising, and that's as far as we went. We were doing lots of vendor events and many, many, many home parties, which is probably what a lot of people think of when they think of this type of business. And For some, they might remember fun gatherings with their friends. I know it was certainly that way for me. But for others, it might be like, oh no, not another party to go to. But times have changed. And while we absolutely have the ability to still go out and do those parties and gather with our friends and family, it's really not how we're doing business anymore. And while social media, as many of you know, can be so frustrating for me at times, at the same time, it keeps me connecting and reconnecting in such a casual, natural way, as I'm sharing not only products or the Align products, but also my life. We kind of immerse ourselves in our friends and our customers' lives by sharing what we love in a very natural way, just like we share everything that we do on social media. So this Align being a new company with brand new modern mid-lux and minimalist products that we get to share with everyone is still so new that a lot of people still have not heard of Align. So when we do connect with them, it's not like we're coming at them with more of the same thing that they heard last month at whatever gathering they were at or event they participated in. It's new, it's fresh, and it's exciting to share with everyone, which makes it a really exciting time to be in business. We have the ability to respond to questions and get support almost instantly from our executive team, our leaders, and also other ambassadors because we're socially connected, there's just always somebody right there to help us out. I've listened to a lot of these inside Align live chats, and there's one common thread that everybody talks about, and that is that at Align, we truly are a community, connecting as business associates and, of course, connecting with our customer community. There's a genuine sense of belonging and caring for each other. Like, it's amazing. I mean, we're just like every day connecting in one quick way or maybe a longer chat. I don't know. We belong together and we care for each other. There's never an atmosphere of competition with each other. We just support and share our excitement for everybody's accomplishments and achievements. I find that like we're establishing these personal connections that lead to adventures and experiences with old friends, new friends, and of course, our customers. Um, Community, actually, I find myself talking about this a lot with Align. And as I was selecting my word of the year this year, I mean, I went through like 3 or 4 words that I really thought were it, but community kept popping back up. And I finally caved in and chose community as my word of the year. I just feel so strongly that as a society, we crave belonging and community. We naturally want to be part of something. We need each other. We want to be able to trust and rely and depend on one another. And Align truly provides that community. Um, as a matter of fact, last night when we had our power half hour with Sarah, our resident ingredient nerd, and I say that with the utmost love and respect. Sarah does all this research. She does our product information sheets. She does all the things that she's great at ingredient wise, and I don't have a clue about. But I know that I can trust and rely on Sarah to do that for me, and then I can take that to my customers. Align is, it's just an amazing collaboration. So it's no secret that I am one of the older ambassadors at Align, and I kind of wear that badge proudly. It took a lot of work to get here. But in this setting, and especially the atmosphere at Align, we're all on the same playing field. I have the same opportunity as everyone else does. One of Align's core values is inclusion, and I see that happening in our Facebook groups, every chat, every email, everything. It really truly is at their core. And one day I was feeling like I was taking up too much of a certain founder's time with this one small matter that I was having a problem with. And she came back and said, "Are you kidding me? You are top priority for us." And that's just awesome. It just totally made my day. So that Align executive team, they give us absolutely everything we need to be in business. Well, no, that's not true. We do need to bring the customers, so we do have to do a little bit of work ourselves. I talked already about our amazing products, which I assume you're familiar with. If not, they're beautiful bath, body, and beauty products and tools that are being added to all throughout the year. They provide us with an incredible sales system to help us build and track our business and our customers, which if you take the time to get organized and set up from day one, you will be so far ahead of the game in running your amazing business. Even if you have no idea where to begin, this system lays it out for you step by step and teaches you how to do business in a smart way. My goal is that eventually this is going to become second nature to me. I'm still plugging away at it. I have the pieces in place. I just have to become more intentional about using it all the time. And then it will take me even less time to set things up the way I want them set up. And by the way, it's not something that you have to do. It's there for you to take advantage of or to put aside as you wish. You get to make those decisions for yourself, for your family, and for your customers. And it could be a different decision today than it is tomorrow, because depending on what's going on in your life, every day is, you're going to live your life and you're going to plan your business around your life, not the other way around. They also happen to provide us with professional product graphics, but they also encourage us to share ourselves with our customers because we are their connection with Align. What would capture someone's attention more, a stock photo or a photo of me with the same product? And of course, my customers, they're going to see me and that's going to catch their attention, where they might just scroll by if they just see a canned picture of a product, as lovely as they are. And they even give us tips on how to take those photos too. I mean, they truly, they have our back at every turn. Speaking of which, next on my list to cover is the endless ambassador and customer support. And I do mean endless. They're there for everything. And Align has the potential to be anything you want it to be. If you want discounted products for you and your family, it can be that. It can be an amazing community to hang out and grow with, which I love. And it can also be a source of extra income. And you get to make those choices, Adeline. Nobody chases you down to meet certain monthly goals. As a matter of fact, it's pretty much quite the opposite. They support you 100% of the way, but it's your vision for your business and how that best fits into your life. Financial success is definitely one way to measure and enjoy your personal successes, but my favorite part of the process is welcoming new people to my team and helping them launch and find their own success, no matter what it looks like to them. Everybody's timeline is different because everybody's lives are different, and there's not a right or wrong time or a right or wrong way. There's only the time and the way that are right for you and your life. And it truly is my absolute honor to be able to support each of my team members as they reach for their own personal goals. So I hope you can feel my heart for Align and the amazing social selling platform that we dabble in here. I am so delighted to be part of this wonderful Align community. It brings me joy every single day. I don't care what I have going on, as busy as I am, I find a moment, probably a little more than that some days, to check in, see what's happening in the different groups, connect with some people. And I would encourage you to get together with whoever invited you to this chat tonight and take your millions of questions and dig in and maybe try it out for yourself. Because you know what? It's free this month to join Align. And it's your journey, you're the pilot, and Align could just be the vessel to that you choose to navigate the way to your successful venture. And we would love to have you join us.
I love it. Great job, Donna.
Thank you.
I took notes because I'm a note taker. So I wanted to go
So,
through some of the things that you said. I love that you said that you had a positive experience with the first company that you were a part of, because I did too. I started in direct sales in 2008. And I think I was only with that particular company for 4 years. But I always say it laid like the best foundation of direct sales for me. I started with Tastefully Simple. And I think it's interesting because people will always like say, oh, my former company. And I like to share where I came from because it's such a good, healthy company with a healthy culture. And it really taught me so much. It wasn't where I ended up staying forever, but it was such a great introduction to this industry. So I loved hearing that you had a positive experience and you've been able to transition to other positive experiences. I think a really common story or narrative that you sometimes see in direct sales when people move on or companies close is all of the bad that happened. And no company is perfect, no brand is perfect, and people are not perfect. And so I love that you just came out of your first experience taking away what was positive about it. The other thing that I wrote down was listening to your gut, because this is so huge to me. And it is exactly how I got into the business, where I was lucky enough to meet Shanae and Maria and so many people who are here at Align now. I had an indescribable gut feeling. Like, I felt like I was a little crazy. I was definitely nervous and like apprehensive. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do this again. But I definitely had that gut feeling. And so I think that's just such a good reminder as people watch this video currently, or they find it 3 months from now, or 6 months from now, or a year from now. If you have that gut feeling, at least investigate it, you know?
yep.
So, what do you feel like, in your experience, is so important about listening to your gut feelings?
Um, I just feel like, gosh, it's kind of hard to explain. It's like it knows better than my brain does about where I should be going or what I should be saying. Sometimes you start to say something and you get that feeling like, no, let's head in a different direction. Um, and I really, as I said, when I was a young mom, there was an occasion where I did not trust my gut feeling. And had to do with a preschool situation with my first son. And it just turned out to be a disaster. And I swore that day that I never again would second guess what my gut was telling me because I knew I was making the wrong decision, but for other reasons, ended up making that decision anyway. So it's just my gut knows more than my brain does.
It's like a trust, intuition, validation, affirmation, whatever you want to call it. Like there's
Yeah,
something about being aware and kind of listening to your instincts about something.
exactly. It's like it's more in tune. My gut is more in tune with my heart than it is with my brain. And between the heart and the gut, I think 99% of the time, I think it heads you in the right direction.
And I am like a logical researcher a lot of the times, but every time I try to trust logic over kind of what I'm thinking or feeling, like when I'm like, oh, I don't know, I just have a feeling. And
Yeah,
then like 9 times out of 10, the feeling proves right.
exactly.
So I just love that you had a gut feeling about a line because I can relate to that so much. When I, found my previous company, I was like, and that's how I explained it for years. People would be like, well, what made you decide to do this? I'm like, I just had a true gut feeling that this was going to be something different. So I love that about that. Social selling, talking about being on social media. So true. Like I said, I started in 2008. We did not use social media for our direct selling businesses. Like we were on social media. I was on social media when Facebook first came out. You still had to have a college email in order to even get on Facebook. That's how early I got on Facebook. But direct selling, it was just kept so completely different. There was no Facebook parties. You weren't selling to people at all on Facebook. You were doing events and doing home parties. And so I watched through that transition too in social selling and knowing that you have, what do you see now that's different from when you first started? Good, bad, like how is it different and how, what do you like about the changes that you've seen or what do you kind of miss about some of the things of how it used to be?
Um, I definitely do miss that in-person contact. We used to have the best time. I made it a best time and I made it a special time for whoever was hosting for me. So I do miss that part. But like I said before, that option is still there. We can still do business that way. But people are not doing that. People are connecting through social media. I was listening to a guy today, a guru, social media guru type guy, who talked about Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And it's where you need to be because that's where people are going to look for business. For me, because I'm older, it's not an excuse, it's just a fact. I'm not as immersed in social media as younger people are. So I definitely have more of a learning curve. But I want it. I like you guys hear me all the time say, I need social media boot camp and I will travel to get to it. But I will, I'll do the research. I'll sign up and listen to this or attend that because it's just that important to the way we do business now. And Facebook, I'm good with. It's the other stuff where I struggle because it's not ever been part of my life. And I just need to, shove all my reservations aside and move forward with it. I just need to do it.
Yeah, I think that's a constant story though. Like for me, starting on Facebook and like I am not comfortable on TikTok. Like I don't want to have to learn a new social media platform, but it is the reality of how we connect. And it's just interesting because I think that you're right. Like we can still do business in person. And I think if you do social selling right on social media, it opens up the opportunity for you to do business authentically in person because you're not the person that people are like running away from and hiding in the grocery store. You
Right.
know, like I kind of made it my goal when I got into direct sales. Like, I'm never going to be that person. Like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be all in. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to be successful. But I'm never going to be the person in real life that the other moms or friends or whoever are like, oh gosh, you know, like running
Yeah.
away from you because they know that you're going to, I don't know, try to give them a facial at Walmart or something. So,
Yep.
I think that is just such a good reminder. The world is so big. Social media allows us to connect with so many more people than we might be able to do naturally and organically in person. But if we do it right and if we do it well, it does open up the option for us to connect well in person too.
Yeah. And I think another really key thing is to let people know that there's always an out. Like I'll say to people, hey, if you didn't like it or if you love whatever better, that's awesome. Go with what works for you. I'm not here to change your mind about anything that you're loving. And if you never want to hear from me again, that's perfectly okay too. But you need to let me know that. And I always give them, if I bring it up, it puts them at ease to maybe even stick with me and not feel like, oh my gosh, here she comes again.
Yeah, I like to this day, and this is such a thing from just learning in direct sales, tell me no. Like, I would rather anyone tell me no in whatever
Exactly.
situation, because to me, it's like closure and I can move on with whatever it's regarding
Yeah.
versus kind of dragging it out. And so I think that comes down to honesty and transparency and integrity with the way that you run your business. And I just love to see that our field really like embraces that and leads that through and through. I don't even think about it. I know that the people who are here just do things the right way because that's who they are and that's the culture that we have at Align. And I was thinking about specifically like TikTok the other day, and I'm like, I feel like our approach should be like, yeah, we know it can be not good sometimes, and we're here to like change that narrative
Yeah.
because that really kind of is the truth behind Align. Like there's so much good that we have all experienced and seen. How can we leave some of the bad and take all of the good and move forward and really embrace it?
Right. Right.
So I love that you talked about community. And one thing that I wrote down is authentic community. Big brands are looking, they're successful, they make a lot of money, and they sell a lot of products, and their goal is to build a community. And Align, I'm like, okay, like we're just starting in the right direction. We have community, and then you build on that community into being a successful brand.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about being authentic. So I love that you said that about ambassadors connecting, cheering each other on, and connecting with customers specifically because ambassadors are the magic connection. It doesn't matter how good a product is, how good your branding is. I mean, you could be the slickest, coolest new brand in town, but if you don't have people behind it, it really doesn't mean anything. And so I just wrote that down. Like our ambassadors really are the magic connection that makes Align special. And I see that when we do share your faces on social media, hands down, every time the best posts, interactions, results, like that is what people want to see is real people.
Mm-hmm.
And they trust your reviews over ours, right? I can tell you how great a product is all day long because I made it and I'm selling it. But when you give an honest review, it hits completely different.
Right. And you hear, a friend who would never even give a thought to anything that I'm doing in this business because skincare just isn't their jam. And but they see me or hear me talking about this and they're like, tell me about that. I need to hear a little more about that. And then you just need that one little hook and you have a connection with a special friend that now you're able to help in such a different way.
I really agree. So it sounds like to me, social selling has been like a personal development journey for you over the past 13 years. And I That's how I feel too. I feel like money aside, recognition, promotions, like if none of that existed from my time in social selling, who I am 15 years later is the best part of the entire thing. So, what does that feel like to you? And what do you feel like your kind of big takeaway from that journey has been?
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more about that. It has me having to put myself out in front of people, which it's like public speaking, like, ooh, nobody wants to do that. But when you're sharing something that you love, it just kind of flows and it helps build self-confidence in you. And it really translated to so many other areas of my life. I mentioned that I used to be very involved with the high school musicals, and I'm not sure I could have done it the same way if I did not have the comfort level of being in front of a bunch of people and teaching them how to use whatever product I was um, selling at the time. It's, you translate that to working with the kids and teaching them about something that you love and watch them grow to love it also. I think that was really big to make that connection with those kids. And now at this point in my life, I'm retired from that job. I have very different connections in my life than I used to have. And still being able to be involved in social selling has kept me connected to people. It's brought me to people that I hadn't been in touch with in a long time, and it brings new people into my life all the time. And I'm so thankful that I took that very first step, even though I remember, I had an open house for my very first direct sales party. And we did it at my house. And I literally stood in front of everybody with my notes in my hand and I read straight from my notes. I'm a paper person. I have a lot of security in that. But once you got with people that were interested in what you were saying, it just, it just came natural almost. It's a strange thing. It's a very strange thing, but I
Yeah,
love
I
it.
think we're like constantly developing new skills and learning new things, which keeps us, probably younger and healthier. And like it's good for our brains and like just connecting with people and, building new relationships. I'll always remember, and my husband can attest to this, the first time that a leader told me that I needed to do follow-ups, it was like phone call follow-ups. Like you definitely were not going to text someone, you were going to call them. And I sat on my couch and cried about having to call people that I knew and that they liked me and they knew me. And I was like, ah. So it's just funny because things are always changing, but you really do like take these skills and kind of build on them. And your whole real life and, family and friends and all of that is still building and going along with you at the same time. And it's just always really cool to look back and think like, how much has my life changed because of the things that I've gotten to be a part of, and how much have I changed and become a better person from what I've learned along the way. So I
Sure.
love that you kind of resonated with that same thing. Okay, the last thing I always ask people is, what's your favorite product and what is on your wish list for us to bring to a line?
Ooh, uh, favorite product. Oh, they all work together as a team. That's not fair. Definitely skincare. I gotta go red light wand. You guys, I don't know how many people may or may not have seen my before and afters, but I've had some amazing results with the red light wand and serum in combination. Um, that it really has been key to me introducing Align to so many people. Um, so I have to say the red light wand, but the steps before and after are just as good. That just has elevated my skincare experience like exponentially. And what would I like to have? I'm really craving like a body wash right now. I'm out of everything else that I used to love and don't want to buy anymore. Um, but I would really love to be able to just reach for an Align body wash every time I shower. I think that would be awesome and something that is kind of universal for everybody.
We are testing, well, we haven't even tested them yet, but we have now found a couple of unique options for body wash, and we're
Mm.
going to be testing them over this year to see what we think. Body wash is hard. It's hard to do it in a natural, good ingredient way.
Mm.
And when you do it that way, it can get really expensive. And so I think we finally found some good options, and we're going to use our new Align committee for product development
Oh,
to be
fun.
testing some things this year. So I love to hear that. Well, I'm not going to keep you all night, but Donna, thank you so much for joining us for Inside Align. You did awesome. I had zero concerns. I knew that you would be amazing and be
Oh,
totally fine. And I mean, obviously, the red light one worked well for her because her skin is like looking amazing and glowing. So, thank you
thank
for
you.
being here with us tonight. And we really appreciate you. We love having Donna be a part of Align. And I love that she wears being an older ambassador, like with pride, because Align really, for me, being pro aging and embracing like the beauty and wisdom of aging. Aging is a gift. I think everyone has lost someone too soon in their life, and I'm not going to sit around and worry about wrinkles. I want to have fun, enjoy, and, take good care of my skin, but also love it exactly the way it is at every age. So Donna is like the epitome of that and makes me smile every time I get to see
Oh.
her. So thank you for hopping on with us. You did
You are so
awesome.
welcome. Thank
If
you.
you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. We'll come back and check them, and you can find out more at alignyourskin.com.
Sounds great.
Good
Thank you
night,
so much,
everyone.
guys. Bye bye.
Bye.